Okay, this is a video on how to do the plywood for the floor on top of the floor framing. Carpenters call this the deck. We're going to build a deck, a little different than a deck that would be like outside in your backyard. So we've got the ring joist around the outside. We've got the bottom plate, which is that brown piece right there. Right. You will see a little space down there because the foundation wall is 8 inches wide, and this bottom plate is only 7.5, but that's normal. There's a little space there. So we've got the bottom plate, we've got the ring joist, we've got the common joists. Whenever there are multiples like that, they're called common joists, as opposed to some other joist that might be unusual. And if the framing is going in this direction, the plywood's going to go the opposite direction. That's stronger. So we're going to hit R for rectangles. We're going to draw a piece of plywood that is going to be 8 feet, so 8 apostrophe, comma, 4 apostrophe. So 8 feet by 4 feet. Hit enter. 4 feet by 8 feet, or 8 feet by 4 feet. And then we're going to hit push pull and pull it up 0.75, which is 3/4 of an inch. 0.75 is 3/4 of an inch. That's heavy duty plywood. We'll make this a group. Okay. Then I think maybe I'll grab it and put it right where it's supposed to be. Grab the bottom corner, and we'll stack it on top of this. Always a good idea to zoom in and make sure that it's actually sitting on top, not that it's, because it could be sitting like this, and it might look right, but that's not. Sometimes it's a good idea to lift it up and then just set it back down so we know it's sitting right on top. Okay. So we could even do this at this point probably. This is 8 feet long, so if I move a copy, this is one time where it doesn't matter where you click on it. As long as you hit the correct arrow key so it's moving on the correct axis, we can move it out 8 feet times 4. Yep, that's good. That's all good. Then maybe we could take these guys. So I'm going to hit the space bar and select this one. To add into the selection, I'm going to hold down Shift and Shift click this one, this one, this one. I'm trying to aim in between the floor joists because sometimes even though they're below it, you can accidentally select them. If I did accidentally select that, I can hold down Shift and just deselect it because it'll select or deselect as long as I have, Shift held down. So this one, Shift click this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, we'll try this. I'm going to orbit out like this. I'm going to move a copy over. So these things are 4 feet wide, so I'm going to move a copy in the other direction. Make sure you hit the arrow key because we don't want it to go up or down. So we'll tell that to go over 4 feet or 48 inches. But that's no good because the seams, one seam runs into another. That makes it weaker. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this whole line and we're going to shift it out this way on the axis. Come on, there we go. 16. And let's see how this end looks. It actually works out perfectly. That's lucky. All right, the only thing we have to do now is the carpenter would actually nail this on like that, and then he'd run the saw right down that line to chop it off. What we'll do is we'll edit this one, and you got to zoom in, use push-pull, and we'll push it right back to the edge like that. So now we have 2 rows. That's good. We'll do the same thing over here. We'll push this one in so that it imitates the carpenter cutting this off. Just push that in and just touch this surface or touch a point on there. We got that. So this is going to work out pretty well. Okay. I want to select all these. The way I do it is I orbit around like this, and I'm going to drag a box like that because I think the only thing that's in there, that's completely in that box, is those guys. You got to be a little careful with that, like if I did it over here like this, I might end up hitting something in the back, so you got to get like a clear view of that. So I'm going to select all those guys. Now each one of them is 4 feet wide. So when we move the copy over, we're going to move this on the axis this way. It's got to jump over two 4-footers, so we got to move over 8 feet that way times 4.